ain't never bleed that rapper, give me the
Jerry Production.
Hellcats and Nighthawks.
Trackhawks.
Trackhawks.
Give me them titties back, bitch.
That was my favorite line. Easily. That was easily my favorite line. And a great title. Live from the studio, I'm Jimmy Selesky.
I'm Eric Glazer.
And I'd like to start this podcast off and all ensuing podcasts from this moment forward by saying, fuck Banditos.
Yeah, fuck Banditos,
Fuck
dude.
Banditos. They fucking blocked us.
I think they blocked us from tagging them.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the Sweet 16.
Let me see if they blocked us completely. Because that would be a whole... I will commit an act of terrorism.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Banditos Bar and Kitchen. Okay, so they haven't blocked us completely. Listen to this bio. Fed Hill. Who cares? Charm City's Taco Temple. That's a fucking lie.
That's a lie.
Ever heard of Taco Bell?
Have you ever heard of Clavel?
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of taco temples. Tequila and mezcal with a green heart. And then the fire emoji. Click on the link below for our carry-out menu or delivery. Better idea. How about fucking no?
Yeah, how about you block us completely next time?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just shadow blocking us like little babies.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking look at your stupid-ass page. Every time, you know, I feel like what we've been doing for the bars of Baltimore is a fun little competition.
Yeah, fun little spirited competition. They get to kind of interact with each other. Mm-hmm. They get to be involved. Their fan bases can come out, and you know, in the process, we're leeching all of their fans.
Exactly.
And we're getting all these followers.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be put like that. Look, sure, we may have gotten far more benefits out of this than any bar we've included in this tournament. But
fuck Banditos.
But fuck Banditos.
They didn't play into our little scheme.
Yeah, dude, it's fun, dude. Every other bar. I mean, shouts out Max's Tap House. I texted. I shouldn't be saying this on the air.
Oof.
But I texted my friend who bartends at the Horse, because everyone knows that the Horse is my home bar of Fells. Mm-hmm. And so I have a sentimental attachment to them. And they're up against Das Beer Hall this round, who has been sharing the stuff and has been dominating the competition. I just texted my friend Mark, who bartends there, and said, "Yo, Mark, I don't know who runs the Instagram at the Horse, but you guys are going up against Das Beer Hall in the Sweet 16. They've been dominating, and tell them to fucking share the poll, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you guys losing, you know? I don't want you guys losing."
Yeah. You don't want to, you know, have a favorite in the race,
Yeah.
but also like you don't want to see them go out sad.
Yeah. And look, I don't publicly...
You don't want to see them get blown out.
Yeah. Somebody DM'd me and when I shared the last poll, and they were like, "I don't get it. Who am I supposed to vote for?" I didn't pick a vote. You and I both shared the Coladas versus Charles matchup because that was a fucking barn burner. That was an amazing matchup.
Yeah, that was insane.
205 to 202. The Charles shared that on their story.
Damn.
And they said, "Is this even a question?" Which is a typical Fed Hill bar thing to say. I will say there's one thing that this tournament has proven is that Fed Hill lives up to their fucking name. Every single one of those bars.
Charles, the one in
No, you're thinking of Club Chuck.
Okay.
There's the Charles and there's Club Charles.
Well, no, Club Chuck isn't the real name of the bar.
Yeah, it's Club Charles.
Oh, okay.
There's the Charles, which is in Fed Hill. And then there's Club Charles in like wherever, Mount Vernon or whatever that is. And so the Charles shares it, says, "Is this even a question?" To which I was like, every other bar in the tournament was sharing, like, saying like, "We love you guys."
Did they move on to the next round though?
They lost by 3 votes to Colada.
Ooh.
And this is a
I
very...
guess it was.
This is, yeah.
I guess it was.
I literally...
the Charles.
I literally DM'd them late night when I got home from my gig, a little tipsy. I DM'd them from my personal page, sharing the story where they were losing by like a couple votes, and I said, apparently it is a question. I didn't do it from the podcast account. I was like, they're just gonna think I'm some random shit talking
LFTS tagged in your bio and shit. Host and moderator of the Instagram account for Live in the Studio.
The famed Baltimore Bar Classic Tournament commissioner. Who is this guy? And why is he talking so much shit?
Obviously, he's not affiliated with the poll.
This guy has nothing to do with it. He just loves bar madness.
He just loves talking trash.
So, but that was I didn't know I didn't vote in that one because on one end you had the Charles, which is really cocky. And I like the Charles. I've been there a couple times, but it's not my type of bar. It's more like a fucking like packed in type of bar.
You know what? I actually voted for the Charles because I thought it was the one in like Station North.
Yeah, they hoodwinked you.
They hoodwinked me because they gave off that vibe. They gave me that Station North vibe with that response. I didn't even realize it was
So we will actually
the one
retroactively
downtown. Oh, yeah.
rescind that
Give
vote.
them an even bigger gap.
Yeah, and that was a 4-vote gap. Colada, I have a different history with them. Colada is the only bar that ever actually fired me. They canceled me when that guy reached out to every bar I play at and told them not to
Yeah.
have me. Colada was the only bar that called me up and was like, hey, I've never met the owners. So it was a manager who liked me, but he was like, I talked to the owners got wind of it. They just don't want to deal with it. So like, I'm sorry, man. We liked having you, but I don't think you can play here anymore. So I was like, all right, I can't.
Yeah, you had to stay out of that one.
I stayed out. I was like, on one hand, Colada canceled me. On the other hand, the Charles is being a typical cocky Fed bar. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see where the chips fall.
Apparently, that's contagious, though.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently, they all have a case of the fucking cockiness down in Fed Hill.
Exactly, dude.
A bunch of roosters down there.
But I wanted the Charles to win kind of secretly because they shared it and they got us like hundreds of votes. And Colada doesn't share the shit.
Somehow they just had it.
Yeah, they were just that good, I guess, that even the people who follow the Charles on Instagram were like, we love Colada.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, kind of the same case for the county with fucking High Tops, dude.
yeah,
I doubt High Tops shared that shit, but they have been blowing out the competition as we expected.
High Tops owes us a check or something. Like something has to go down between us and the High Tops, dude. Our fans, as we estimated, shouts out Cockeysville, Timonium, Lutherville. You guys are riding for High Tops. You guys are smashing the Pendry right
It's
now.
insane.
It's wild.
It's fucking crazy.
It's awesome. And backyard uptown. If you guys are listening to this, all this has already happened. I'm not at liberty to say. We're in the Elite Eight. Friday, that's tonight. The Elite Eight starts at 8 p.m. So check out the story. But in the meantime, yeah, I mean, it really just boils down to one thing. I don't even care who wins anymore. I just hope it's not Banditos.
Right.
I just hope it's not
I
Banditos.
know. I think we're gonna have to like hoodwink some shit if it is.
We might have to.
Accidentally take down the poll.
Yeah.
Put one up in the middle of the night. We just have bots spam.
We might have to hit up Dominion,
the
dude.
opposition, dude.
We might have to hit up Dominion voting. Get them involved, dude. Mail-in ballots are going to start coming in from 12 West Seminary, dude. Millions of backyard uptown votes at the last minute. Yeah, dude. Fuck you guys, Banditos. Fuck you. But that's really, I mean, that's really the main. That's keeping you guys posted up to date in the Bar Madness tournament.
In the brackets.
In the brackets. Remember to go to the thing and vote. Other than that, I mean, what did we podcast like 5 days ago?
Yeah.
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 We're both riding off Chipotle
Dude,
right
we're
now.
both riding on Chipotle. You gave me a crazy text earlier.
Yeah. I wanted to surprise you, but I also know that you oftentimes show up with like food. So I was like, I don't want to surprise you with a burrito when you already have like a fucking Whopper or something.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So I was like, let me text him. I wanted it to be a surprise. But I walked in Chipotle and like, you know, look, I start every story by assuming that any guy who's nice to me wants to fuck me. That's and that usually goes both ways. But I'm pretty sure this guy likes me at Chipotle. He gives me free stuff all the time. And I'm not like a usual there. Like I go there like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But he always like says like my shirt. He's like, "What's up, Teeling Whiskey?" And I'm like, "That's cool." So I walk in and they're like stacked and I'm standing there and I'm waiting to get my burrito bowl made. And he's like, "Would you like this chicken and something burrito?" And I was like, I was going to get something else. And he's like, "It's free. You can have it." And I was like,
Ooh.
"Oh, for real?" And I was like, "Would you guys have a web order?" And he's like a manager and he's standing in front of his entire staff and he just goes, "No, they're just slow. I don't know what to say. They are just slow today." I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." And it was like triple meat, dude.
Yeah.
Triple meat.
Dude, it's crazy. I could only eat half of it so far.
I rarely don't finish my burrito bowls, but he fucking loads mine. He almost has to give me like 2 different containers, dude. But yeah, I've always worked off the rule of thumb not to eat Chipotle before a podcast. But I somehow always make that mistake. I don't know what it is, but there's something about knowing that I have to do the podcast later that I'm like, what if I got Chipotle? What if I had to feel like I had to shit the whole time? And then what if Eric also had to do that? But I'm not feeling it right now, dude. I'm not feeling it. I actually feel good.
I feel like I don't really get that from Chipotle. But I also usually get like, I don't know, burrito bowls. I've been getting their taco salads recently.
Tacos?
Where it's just like the big hunks of lettuce. You can still get a little rice in it and then just get the regular other stuff. It's not bad.
Taco salad, I feel like, has been making a comeback lately. You're like the 3rd person this week that's talked about taco salad. I've never been a big taco salad guy.
I don't like it when it's like in a big shell. I think that's too much. Because then you're like, this isn't even a salad anymore.
Yeah.
It's still a giant taco.
Yeah, it's just a giant taco that I'm eating with a fork.
Yeah. It's just too big. I can't hold it.
Yeah, taco salads. I remember they would always have them for lunch in the cafeteria. And I was like, dude, I don't want a taco salad. I want a fucking taco, you know?
Yeah.
But the bowl thing is like, that's kind of like cheating to me. Like I went to, actually, I was at Backyard Uptown for brunch. Like
Getting their crab dip, their famous crab dip.
the famous crab dip. And
I heard about the crab dip. I had to go.
I got, they call it on their menu, they call it splitsy soup, which I refuse to say. It's half and half. It's half cream of crab, half Maryland crab, which is the best.
Okay.
If anybody's not from Maryland or you are from Maryland and you have not tried half and half, it's, in my opinion, the best. You probably wouldn't like it because it's the cream of crab is like.
But no, I know it's a hit.
Yeah, but they call it splitsy soup, and every time I order, I'm like, "Can I get the half and half?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "It says splitsy, but I don't want to say that. I just can't bring myself to say it."
I feel like is it the split C or is it like the split C soup?
If it was split C soup, I would say it.
Say that.
But
shit.
it's splitsy. SPLITSIE. It's like I can't say it without my arm like breaking in limpness.
I'd say hey, can I get the split C soup?
Yeah, that could work.
I think you make them bend to that.
Yeah, well, we kind of look. I don't want to take credit for this, but I will. When the Wrecker first posted that they were going to open up again, they were under the moniker Wrecker 2.0. Their Facebook page was called that.
Know.
Their Instagram was called that. Their logo was called that.
Yeah.
And then I just commented on the Facebook page, like in one of the early days before anybody was like commenting on it. And I said, can we please just call it the Wrecker? And I don't know what happened. All I'm saying is 4 days later, they changed everything to the Wrecker.
Yeah.
And then I went in and I talked to Brian Wrecker when I was with Alex. And I was like, so weren't you guys calling it Wrecker 2.0 for a while? I was like, yeah, but we decided to change that. And I was like, oh, really?
Really? Read some comments lately?
been following your social media lately, Brian? So I will take credit for that. And Towson, you're welcome, because Wrecker 2.0, I wasn't feeling that name at all.
Yeah, I mean, that could eventually be a nickname for it, but like to actually name it that is a little weird.
It's like, why? You don't need to, dude. It's
too
just the
much.
Wrecker. It's coming back. But anyway, at the backyard, I got that soup, and they asked me if I wanted it in a bread bowl.
Ooh.
And most people would say yes, but I was like, no, dude.
How does that work, though? Is it just like really dense bread?
They take like a loaf of bread basically, and they just scoop it out completely, and then put the thing in. So at the end, like it like seeps into the bread, and you just have this like really. But I found that it just gets like really soggy and gross, and it's like, I don't need that, dude.
Yeah.
If I want crab dip, I'm going to Seasons. If I want split C soup, I'm going to Backyard.
Yeah.
But so I didn't get for the bread bowl. But what are you gonna do, dude? I mean, there's a lot of things that, like for instance, tuna. When you get a tuna fish sandwich, that's technically tuna salad. Did you know that?
No.
Now you do.
Well, does tuna fish from the can already have mayonnaise in it?
No.
No? Okay.
No. You gotta mayo it yourself.
I was going to say, if it came pre-mayoed, then it's like already a salad.
See, I didn't know.
I don't understand why putting mayo and shit makes it a salad, though.
I don't understand that either, unless mayo is technically a salad dressing. That's the only.
I mean, yeah.
Is ranch mayo based?
I don't think so. I think ranch is like, it's like buttermilk, right? Just like extra spoiled buttermilk with other shit in it.
Ranch. I don't know what it is, dude. I know there's like peppery stuff in it.
There's like a hidden valley
Yeah.
where they make it.
See, I'm so white trash. I didn't even know that tuna, like when I would go to restaurants and people would get like a tuna steak when I was like 19, I was like, what are they just going to get like a fucking.
What is it, a big can?
I didn't know that tuna came like ahi tuna style.
Oh, yeah. I probably didn't either.
I'd never had that in my life. You know, when my family went out, we weren't a big tuna family.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were always, I think your parents are the same way, or your mom at least. My mom was always a well-done person. So,
Yeah,
like, the
for
idea of
sure.
getting a seared tuna steak was like, no. And that's a classy, like a carpaccio.
Yeah.
The one thing my dad did do is...
I feel like my parents would use like a ceviche, though, or something. Like a raw fish, like whatever.
Yeah, I got that one time in Mexico, and it destroyed me. And I was coasting. I was like, I like went through the whole trip in Mexico because they always say like you get like food poisoning inevitably at some point. And I didn't get it until like the last day. I was like, I'm in Mexico. I
Might as well drink the water.
I'm feeling good. Might as well get some raw fish, baby. What other things could I get in Mexico other than raw fish? And I got it, and then like literally immediately, I'm like sitting on the lounge chair. I'm just like, it was just all over, dude. The whole plane ride home, I'm like, God damn it. Why did I have to get the fucking ceviche, dude? Couldn't just wait till I got back to fucking Nacho Mamas and
Yeah, for real.
Real authentic Mexican food.
I had like shrimp ceviche one time. That was pretty decent.
I bet it is, but is it raw?
Yeah, but also like the amount of like lime juice that goes into it too. Like how for whatever reason scientifically, like shrimp when it comes in contact with that, and I assume it's the same with like raw fish, it like makes it like pasteurizes it basically.
Well, I do know that the reason why they put lemons on your glass of water at restaurants is because back in the day before they had like really pure water, the lemon literally like sanitizes the water. So that makes sense. It makes sense because I can see lemons being disinfectant. Because mainly because every disinfectant I've ever
Is
had
lemon
smells
scented.
like lemons. Yeah.
But also like you have to wonder where that comes from. And it probably comes from the fact that lemons kind of have like a natural disinfectant quality.
Yeah. Citric acid, dude. Citric acid.
Also, it's just kind of like a pleasant scent.
Yeah. My dad used to do this thing called steak tartare when he was a kid. Do you know what that is?
It's just raw steak, right?
It's raw ground beef on crackers.
But you're not supposed to use ground beef. You're supposed to use like a nice steak and then like mince it up, right?
I don't think that's what he did. I think his family got raw ground beef and saltines.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother called it steak tartare.
That is, I saw something recently. I forget where it was, but it was like somewhere in the middle of the country. And the town was like, hey, you guys can't do this like special, I think it was like a New Year's like special dinner or like a dinner around the holidays for like a certain sect of the country where they, just had like giant raw ground beef like entrees. I forget if it was like a sandwich or like,
Ooh, like
but
a
it was
raw sloppy Joe.
yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
God.
Like, and it looked disgusting. And like the township or whatever, like the government of the town was like, hey, we got to cut this out this year because our hospitals are slammed with COVID patients. We can't have like food poisoning and
People
whatever else.
Mad cow disease.
Yeah, like clogging up the system.
I cannot believe that's a fucking disease, dude. Mad cow disease.
And it's from them eating each other.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit. I didn't know cows were cannibals.
they aren't. But if they like, I think that's how it happened. Like a cow got fed another cow and then like for whatever reason,
got
that's what
mad.
started it. He got mad.
You
Dude.
got mad.
He got, yeah.
Have
How
you
the name
ever
came about.
have you ever heard of a soft boiled egg?
Yeah, it's like what you get kind of at like ramen places, right?
I don't know.
It's like the white is cooked, but the inside isn't.
That probably is what it is, but once again, my
This
dad
is a family thing, specific to us.
the Selesky soft boiled egg is you take a hard boiled egg and a bunch of saltines again, and you just mince it up in a bowl, and then you eat it, and it's actually really good.
Just the egg minced up or saltines too?
Yeah, you mince up the saltines into the egg, like you just
And then
crunch
you eat it with more saltines.
I think that when my dad was growing up, they could only afford saltines, and so my grandmother was just fucking like, "Hey, this is a soft boiled egg," and my dad's like, "Okay, steak tart. Are you sure you're not supposed to cook this, Mom?" Nope.
No, it actually shrinks when you cook it. We got to eat it raw.
The saltine disinfects the fucking raw ground beef. I don't know, dude. Those are old school classic fucking things that, like, there's
Yeah.
food.
I mean, like, yeah, like my grandma had like some fucking like Depression era recipes that like we still ate. Or like there were these like cookies that like I think my mom ate them when she was young too. She tried to make them for like a cookie exchange one year.
Mm-hmm.
But it was called, I forget what it was called. But it was basically just saltines.
Nice.
And you put like butter and sugar on top of it. And you just coated all the saltines with butter and sugar. And you baked it in the oven. And it kind of like caramelized. And yeah, it became little crackers.
I can
like
see that being really good. See, I like saltines. Like a lot.
I get it.
Not only because I was forced to eat them apparently for every meal. I have an acquired taste for saltines.
Your food was getting cut with saltines. Like,
it's recently come to my attention that I eat too much salt. My piss is never not super yellow. Like,
that's just kind of a water thing, though.
Yeah, but I think, like, I can't understand how I could drink more water. Like, I certainly could. Like, if every time I drank a diet soda, if instead I drank water, it would probably be better.
Yeah. I mean, it probably doesn't help. Like, I think, like, alcohol doesn't help either. I think,
it certainly does
like,
not.
also working out and, like, sweating a lot, that'll get you dehydrated, too, and give you, like, yellow pee.
Yeah. Eating saltines in the sauna.
Eating saltines in the sauna? Yeah.
It just, like, you ever watch somebody who's like really into being hydrated and they just drink like a gallon of water a day?
Yeah, they have like the giant ass water bottles.
It's just like, dude, there's no way that's how much we're supposed to drink.
Yeah, you
It's
can't.
hard.
It's not like feasible to carry around like a Gatorade sized jug that you like dump on the couch of water.
Yeah. You're like drinking a handle of water a day, dude. And that's like what you had to do. I remember in wrestling, you used to take the hydration test. Which is you'd have to piss in a cup and they'd measure how hydrated you are, and then you'd step on a scale, they'd take your body fat percentage and all that shit, and that was what they'd use to determine what your safest minimum weight was. Mm-hmm. And like the amount of water I had to drink just to pass the hydration test, like I literally like was dying, dude. It's insane. I don't think my body retains water very
You shouldn't
well.
have been cutting that water with saltines.
I know, dude. Eating all them saltines.
Half and half.
You know, them saltines for lunch, dude. I don't know, dude. I think water's a fucking scam for the most part. I think, people have always, I've always gotten that great debate about diet soda where people always say the same bullshit over and over again. Diet soda is actually just as bad for you as regular soda. No, it's not. It's literally not. Not in the way that, like, it's 0 calories still.
Yeah.
Sure, my blood pressure
is
is
better than regular soda how I want it to be better. Maybe not in general, it's not better, but I don't want the sugar. I don't want like the high fructose corn syrup. Like,
yeah, and I don't care about the fucking sodium content, dude. That's what I used to say when I was 21, but now I think I legitimately have high blood pressure.
damn.
I'm pretty sure I do. I'm fairly certain because when I did go to patient first, they said I had high blood pressure, and I was like, whatever, dude, I'm clearly just nervous. And then like whenever like I'm hanging out with like a nurse or somebody who knows what they're talking about, they'll like feel my pulse and like, dude, your fucking blood pressure is high as shit. And I'm like, are you sure? I'm 28. It can't be that high, dude. Like, I do stuff that would make it high, but I also do stuff that would make it low, And I'm sure the constant like state of fucking like this all the time doesn't help.
Yeah.
But like my dad has high blood pressure, and like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it might just be something that's like genetic.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep smoking and drinking diet soda.
Exactly.
What can
else
I do?
can you do?
What can I do? Dude? And there's no like,
You could eat more Cheerios, I guess.
I guess I don't think it's
Cut back on the saltines, eat some more Cheerios.
Saltios, dude.
Dumping Epsom salt into your Cheerios.
I just
It's
love
not even the right salt.
salt, bro. I love salt. And I just want to get to a point, like I just recently discovered like seasonings and like using salt and pepper for stuff. And I've always wanted to know, like I wanted to know how to know when something needs more salt, but I don't think I can tell because I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell.
I mean, it's kind of just like seasoning it to taste. Like, you kind of just want to have like, I don't know, I'm sure there's like a golden ratio that you could like figure out from like a recipe to be like, all right, this is like a 5% salt ratio or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like the perfect amount of seasoning.
By the way, I just realized that I have a full ashtray in front of me, and I'm ashing into this mug anyway, dude.
Oh, I noticed. I've been noticing. You like brought it over too.
Old habits
You
never
put
die.
it over in front of the other ashtray.
There's just so much stuff that I do that like it was acceptable at a certain age, but as I get older, it's like there's certain things. Whenever I do anything, I always imagine, could I imagine my parents doing this? Like, and one of the first conclusions I came to is I'm never waiting in line for a bar again in my life, ever again, because I can't imagine my dad waiting in line for a bar. I can't imagine, like when I see like younger people.
But also, you're like not your dad's age yet, or like the age you're remembering him at.
Yeah, but there's something like bitchified about waiting in line. Like I remember, I think I talked about it on the podcast before when I went out to LA and like they had that club in the hills. And like there was just a big boxed off, roped off area, and you'd go up, and it didn't matter what order you were in. The bouncer would just walk around and just pick like the hottest people, literally, or like how many girls are you with, and then let it in. And I'm like, first of all, for one of the wokest cities in America, this is blatant discrimination. Like you're blatantly discriminating. Like, how come it's still acceptable to discriminate based off of attractiveness?
I don't know.
That is like like sure, people get discriminated against because of race or sexual orientation, but I think probably the most common form of discrimination is attractiveness. And nobody ever talks about it, you know? Like clubs can just fucking blatantly be like, hey, dude, you are clearly not hot enough to be in here. And they clearly are. You know, and they'll just tell you. And then
did you not get in, I guess? Or
I mean, I eventually got in.
Okay.
But like other people got in before me. Other people who I considered less hot than our group, dude.
Damn.
But they had like chicks and stuff, you know? And I understand that you got to like maintain a ratio, but like I hate those kind of clubs, dude. I hate that kind of attitude that certain places get where like they're exclusive and like they're like.
Also, we were never the type of guys to bring chicks to places.
Exactly. We went to places to bring chicks. Not bring them. We went to places to find chicks that other guys brought.
Exactly.
Which made other guys not like us and not invite us to their parties and now clubs. Like, dude, why? Like, what is the point? I mean, I understand. Like, if you're going out to a club, aren't you there to find girls? Right? Like, if I want to go and just hang out with my friends, I'm not going to a club. You know, like if I want to like go out and have a beer with you, I'm not gonna be like, yo, let's go to fucking Mosaic and Power Plant.
Yeah, let's go to Torrent Lounge.
Let's go to fucking Torrent. Let's go Record 2.0. But like, you know, so it doesn't make. I mean, but I guess in defense of the clubs, they have to make sure there's enough girls in there because that really is the determinant of whether or not a place is cool. Like if you're a band, you need to have a girl following. You know, it's just the way it is, dude.
Yeah.
Because where girls go, guys go, and it's not the other way around. There are plenty of places guys go that girls are just like, I don't fucking give a shit. In fact, I don't want to go there because it's all guys that didn't bring girls to this club. They're trying to hit on us, dude. But, you know, we weren't also never the type of people to hit on girls either. So it was like we weren't like a liability either.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. It's just when I was just standing in line at a bar like that, it just seems so like followery to me. Like, oh, this place is like, why is this place so cool? Why are we doing this? You know? So I'm done with that now. I'm done with that. I like going to places that I know the people, that they know I tip well. I can get served faster. Even if there's a big bunch of people at the bar, I can get served faster. That's just a decision I've made in my older age. Another thing that I apparently need to start doing is stop ashing in mugs because that's another thing I just can't imagine my parents doing. You know, like you walk into somebody's house and like you see like a Coke can on the counter that they've been using as an ashtray. I do that at the studio because I feel like it's a different vibe in here. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
a completely different vibe.
but like if you're at your house,
Yeah, someone in the middle of the night's like, I just need something. My throat's dry as shit. They accidentally drink the ash can. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And then I finish a bowl of ice cream and put it on the coffee table, and then I immediately start ashing a cig in there, and now it's like fucking cigarette crunch Ben and Jerry's ice cream. It's like, dude, what am I doing? It's like certain things that I just got to get out of the habit of, And I guess another thing, is I got to start paying attention to cholesterol. Cholesterol. I don't give a shit about cholesterol. To be honest, I don't even know what it is. I know it's like fat, but it's like in your veins fat. And I'm like, well, does it make me look fatter? And they're like,
it
no.
makes you look more vascular, actually.
Exactly. Look at my fucking veins, dude.
Veins are big.
Girls apparently really are into veins, which is weird biologically speaking, because that means that girls are into guys with high blood pressure and high cholesterol.
Or just low body fat percentage.
Also, I think testosterone plays a role too. I think if you have higher levels of testosterone, your veins are like more voluminous.
Your heart is more likely to explode from pressure.
I think that really is what it is. I think subconsciously girls are like, this guy looks like he's going to die in his early 50s. And that's hot.
Yeah, you're ripe now.
Yeah. I'm ripe for the pick.
You ripe early.
When you get tired of me, that's fine because I'm going to die soon. Like, you met me when I was hot and vascular. And then, like, we have a couple kids. They move out, go to college. And then we're just, like, empty nesters in our house. And you're like, I don't fucking like this guy anymore. Well, good news. I'm dying soon. Because
my veins got too big.
My veins got too big, dude. I never kicked the salt bucket, dude. So
my veins got too big, and they got nicked when I walked through the door.
Yeah. What the fuck else did I learn about this week? I learned that...
I mean, going back to what you're saying about, like, imagining what your dad did in a situation, I feel like I kind of had the same thing, but mainly just, like, I feel like sometimes I'll catch myself doing something and be like, whatever. I'm like... And then I'm like, oh no, I'm 28.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't be doing this.
I saw a guy.
I feel like that still hasn't like clicked in my head.
I don't think it ever will. And also I feel like, I don't know if this is true, but like I look at other 28-year-olds and I'm like, that guy, like when
so old.
Yeah, I see a 28-year-old, I'm like, that guy looks fucking old, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be interested. I've always wanted to know like what it would be like just to sit in a room with like yourself, third person, and just like see yourself from the outside. I'd probably notice all my fucking tics like a lot. I'd be like, damn, I really do a lot of weird shit all the time that apparently nobody's calling me out on. But if I was hanging out with myself, I'd call I don't know if I would be friends with myself, I guess is what I'm getting at. Like, not because I do weird shit, but like...
But also, so outside of your body and you're watching yourself, do you still have your same like personality?
I guess, yeah.
Well, then that might be why. Because I feel like whenever you meet someone who's like similar to you, and it's usually like right when you meet them and like you don't really have like an idea of who they are as a person, but you kind of notice the similarities and characteristics of like yourself. I feel like you hate them, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I meet a person like, I'm like, dude, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
How could anybody be like this? This guy sucks.
This guy's just like me and he sucks.
Yeah. And then like I get to know them a little better and I'm like, oh, wait, I actually do like this guy because he's exactly...
we have a lot in common.
Yeah. But like most people that are exactly like me, we don't hit it off immediately. In fact, a lot of my closest friends did not like me when they first met me because we were so similar probably. They were like, dude, fuck you. And I'm like, well, dude, fuck you, bro.
Fuck you, dude. I already do that.
Yeah, dude. Nice veins, bitch. We have high blood pressure too. Fucking
wow,
bitch.
same. Wow, not so unique, are you?
Yeah, maybe you should cut the salt, asshole. Yeah, I think that, I mean, it is true that like you notice things about other people that you have in yourself because you can relate to them more. So when I see somebody doing something that I know where it's coming from, it's easy. Like, I think that's a lot of the reason why people have such issues with their parents a lot, particularly because there's two phases you go through. The first one is you get to a point when you realize your parents are literally just people that they're not like superhuman, like perfect people, and they have flaws and stuff, which is weird because you kind of grow up like just assuming that your parents are always right.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then it's like you realize that the flaws that they have are present in you. You know what I mean? Like I'll see my dad do something or like arguing about something, and I'll be like, damn it, I do that shit too.
Yeah.
So I have even more resentment for my dad, which then makes me in turn resent myself. You know?
Yeah. I feel like if you, I don't know, it kind of goes both ways though. I feel like when you're a kid and you see something that like you don't like in your parents, then like, I feel like it almost becomes like, all right, I'm not doing that. But I feel like once, like you're saying, like in adulthood, you start to pick up on things that like you wouldn't necessarily notice are your habits or whatever. And then you see your parent doing it and be like, oh no, that's why I do that.
Yeah. That's another thing. I think it's always would be interesting. I always wished I could have hung out with my parents at like this age. You know what I mean? I always
like
thought
a
that'd be
Back
cool.
to the Future situation.
Yeah.
Accidentally have your mom fall in love with you.
Yeah. I've always wanted that. There is one thing I noticed. I've noticed that my mom is actually an awesome person. The older I get, the more I'm like, damn, my mom's really awesome. And the older I get, I realize my dad is fucking annoying.
Well, you grew up with like the haze of like, he's my dad. It's like a superhero.
Yeah.
He kicks my ass like a superhero.
That guy can kick
He's so
my ass.
strong.
I idolize anyone that can kick my ass. It's a natural flaw of mine, dude. If you can kick my ass, I love you. Dad.
I see where we stand.
That always is a weird dynamic too when you're hanging out with somebody that you're definitely sure could kick your ass. You know what I mean? That always throws a little bit. Like,
Yeah, you like already come into the situation a little less like, you know, ready to fucking like start some shit.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, no, you got it covered. All right, I respect. Okay, yeah. You're
watch
talking. I'll quiet down.
Go right ahead, dude. Go right ahead.
Go right ahead. I don't want to step on your toes.
But like, I mean, I guess most friends don't get in fist fights, but like, everybody kind of knows who can kick whose ass. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, kind of go through it. I guess.
Yeah, you would definitely kick my ass.
I don't know, dude. You are taller than me,
I'm taller than you by an inch. Correct.
so
We both have the same dick.
same dick.
Pretty much same height.
You definitely have longer arms than me, dude. You got reach.
I got a different body type.
If I got in on you, though, if I got a wrestling maneuver
Yeah, that's what
on
I'm
you,
thinking. Like, I think once you get close enough and you start breaking out the wrestling shit, it'd be over.
but you know, if we were like prepping for a fight and you were training for it, and your coach is like, all right,
I mean, maybe.
don't let him get on the inside, Eric. Don't let him keep him at bay.
I didn't think I was gonna go that far.
No, dude, I'm saying like if we were training for Rough and Rowdy right
Yeah.
now for the big fight, the
Yeah.
big ultimate showdown.
You would be Floyd Mayweather and I would be Logan Paul.
Yes, dude. You'd be talking all
We'd
kinds
both
of
be
shit.
very good athletes, but you just have more experience and be more technical.
I mean, how much do you think you would weigh if you got down to like lean fighting weight? Like, what do you think your weight class would be?
When I was like heavy working out and like getting like slim and cut, I think I kind of evened out around like 170.
That's a cool weight.
Yeah.
That's a good weight.
Yeah. 170, 175.
Yeah, 170. Those are good guy weights. Girls find
It's a little low for like 6'2" though.
yeah, but that's
I
like a
feel like-
lean 6'2".
I know.
Dude. That's a lean 6'2". Being skinny is sometimes hotter than being muscular, which pisses me off too. You know, like skinny guys, I feel like they get more ass than jacked guys because girls assume that a jacked guy is really into himself, which is a fair assumption. Like when I
He
go,
is.
It's very-
He is, you know, he should be. He put in a lot of work.
don't you have to be into yourself to force your? Like I think about this all the time.
You're either really into yourself or you fucking hate yourself.
I prefer to think I'm the second one because I do go to the gym 5 days a week. But sometimes I'll be in there. I'm like, damn, I bet everyone in here is like really like into themselves, except me.
No,
Except
I hate
me.
myself.
I go here for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. Not because I'm into myself, because I hate myself. Because I look in the mirror and I go, "What are you doing, bro?"
Yeah, you like see middle school Jimmy Selesky in the mirror and you're like, I'm never going back.
Dude, I literally do. You ever heard of body dysmorphia?
Oh yeah, I have it.
Nice.
I think my old my old roommates, all three of us were like, I think we all have body dysmorphia.
I think everyone does on some level, dude. Like, I still look at myself in the mirror, and like, I was looking at myself today at the gym, and I was like, I look like a little kid. Why do I look like a little kid right now? Probably because I'm wearing my high school sleeve.
Yeah, your Dumbarton middle school shorts on.
I walked in the gym and I like went into this room with a full body mirror, and I look at myself and I got fucking high socks pulled up to my knees and like short shorts and like a terribly ripped off sleeveless. And
I feel like definitely the way we dress doesn't make us look 28. I wear fucking track pants everywhere. I'm like in pajamas daily pretty much.
I just refuse to get like good clothes for the gym. It's like I do it every day and I refuse to wear anything other than like the shittiest shit I can find, you know? And
because it's like gonna be smelly and gross, so who cares?
Exactly, but then you
But
see,
some people get like fucking $45 like sweat wicking Under Armour camo shirts and fucking like, yeah, come on, man.
and they look sick.
They look sick. They got those crazy like armbands with their phones in it and shit.
Yeah, that's fucking sick,
It's
dude.
they look like fucking they look like they're working out but getting money for it.
They look like they're sponsored by LA Fitness.
Yeah.
And I look like I'm sponsored by Ridgely Middle School.
I look like a gym teacher.
I look like I'm Tom Hanks from the movie Big, where I am a little kid who woke up one morning as a 28-year-old man and wore all of the shit he already owns to the gym that doesn't really fit. Pull my socks up as high as possible. It's just, I don't know, man. I mean, I just got to that revelation. I actually had this revelation earlier in the week that like, I don't have to hate some of my clothes. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you have like a couple shirts that are awesome and like those are your shirts.
Yeah, they're like the rotation.
And then, but I have like, that's like 20% of my shirts. So I have 80% of my dresser I hate. And I'm getting to the age now where I'm like, dude, I don't have to hate my clothes. Like I can go out. If I notice that this shirt is good, I could go out and buy a bunch more shirts like that and get rid of all the shirts I hate, but I just don't do it.
I think that's a dude thing though. Like and this is like an example from my life. When we were in our first apartment, like, you know, it was like definitely a dude's apartment. Mm-hmm. But we moved into like the second house and it was like a couple lived there and like the wife left behind a bunch of like little knickknacks and things.
Nice.
And just like having one of those little suction cup sponge holders in your sink is just a next level thing that a dude would never do.
Never.
But it's one of the most useful things you could ever have.
Oh my God, dude.
And like you never think about it.
A suction cup sponge holder, dude?
Yeah, insane.
I thought that's what the left side of the sink was for, just to put a dirty sponge there.
Just get mildew all over your counter.
Dude, I don't even have a sponge right. I still don't have a sponge. 2 episodes ago, I spoke on how I almost shoplifted a sponge and it didn't pan out.
I got banned from the CVS.
And now I still don't have a sponge, much less a sponge holder, dude. You know, we were talking about that with shower caddies. Like, I'm never going to have a shower caddy, dude. I don't even have soap right now.
Yeah, that'll be on your wedding registry. Shower caddy, a sponge caddy.
A sponge. Just, my fucking wedding registry is
A
gonna be
3-pack of Scotch Brite sponges.
just super common stuff that everyone should already have.
Windex, a Swiffer.
Paper towels. Do you mean like embroidered? No, just paper towels.
Yeah. You mean biodegradable, like eco-friendly towel set? No. Like Bounty.
Butter. I want butter. Can you give me butter?
Like fancy butter? Nah, like, you know, the 4-pack in the box.
Oh, you know what I do want though? A butter dish.
Ooh.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to leave.
Everyone else in my household ate butter. It wasn't like banned from the house. I just didn't eat it.
Do you know what a butter dish is? Do you know what butter is?
Have you ever seen a butter knife before?
Butter knives are the best knives. But yeah, you're supposed to have butter not in the fridge. You're supposed to have a butter dish.
Yeah.
Because that's the way butter's supposed to be. It's supposed to be spreadable. You're not supposed to spread butter and it like rips a hole in the toast and all that shit. That's not how it's supposed to be. And I know that. And again, I still do it.
That's like an old Andrew Dice Clay bit.
Really?
Yeah. He like talks about going to a restaurant and like they have cold butter on the table. And yeah, the same thing, like ripping a hole through the bread.
Oh, okay.
It's perfect.
It is. I mean, it's a perfect bit.
Yeah,
it's a perfect bit. Apparently, you don't need to refrigerate eggs. French people don't refrigerate their eggs.
I was about to bring that up.
Now that I don't know if I'm behind.
Yeah, eggs I feel like could go bad if they set out.
I mean, but eggs in nature aren't refrigerated.
I know, but they usually turn into fucking chickens.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Didn't think of it that way. That is what eggs are for.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, I caught a fucking toad.
Ooh, you got a wart?
No, but somebody,
Thank God.
the person I was with was like, dude, you're going to get warts. And I was like, that is a myth, dude. That's a myth. You don't get warts from toads. I don't know exactly the difference between a toad and a frog. I assume toads are just like grumpier, kind of.
They look a little bit different. Toads are kind of like more spiky, spiny.
Yeah.
And frogs are more like kind of smooth skinned.
One of my first ever memories, one of the first, like if I was going to go through like my first 10 memories, this would be one of them. I was at some family party. I don't even know where it was, some random place in like wherever. When you're a kid, you don't really know where anywhere is. Like even when I was like 20, I still didn't know how places worked. Like I didn't know the Beltway was a circle. I didn't know that you
I still call the Beltway the highway.
Well, you call 83 the Beltway. Yeah. Which is awesome. But I just, when you're a kid, you just get in a car, you see a bunch of shit, and then you're where you're at. And you're like, oh, okay. And then when you start...
you don't know how things connect.
Yeah. So I was in, for all intents and purposes, Narnia at some family reunion or something like that. And I was playing in a stream with some other kids, and we caught a frog. I believe it was a frog. And I was so stoked holding this frog that I accidentally squeezed it too hard, and I saw his like rib cage pop out. And I accidentally killed this frog.
No.
And I've never forgotten about that.
Yeah, man, that'll stick with you.
I was sad.
Especially if you're like not a shitty person.
I know, dude. I didn't like it. And I'm pretty sure that was a frog. And so I was driving down Loch Raven Drive on Sunday night. It was a nice night for a drive.
I like doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
Windows down.
And I was with a girl I've been talking to recently, and she spotted some frogs. She's like, next time I see a frog, we got to stop and get one. And I was like, all right. And so we're driving down Loch Raven Drive, and I have terrible frogdar. So I thought leaves were frogs. So I would stop all the time if like a leaf was tumbling across the road. And she's like, frogs don't tumble. That's not how frogs move. Frogs do this. Fucking boom, boom. So she was like, just leave the frog spotting to me. And I was like, all right. So we stopped at the next frog sighting. I got out in the middle of the road, and we caught this guy. Now, this is another moment when I was like, should I be doing this? There's traffic.
There's cars going by.
And raining.
Oh, no.
Pitch black outside.
Holy shit.
And I just stopped in the middle of the road with my flashers on, and now I'm in the middle of the road catching a frog with another grown adult. And I was just thinking, like, what would a cop say if he came up? You know what I mean? Like, because that is old-fashioned, innocent fun.
It is.
There's certain things you can do that I feel like you could talk to a cop and be like, dude, we're catching frogs.
Yeah.
We're gigging for frogs, or whatever they call it. And then I feel like he'd be like, dude, are you with your kid? I'm like, no, I'm trying to catch this frog. He's like,
I'm
dude,
on a date.
I'm on a date. He's like, dude, that's a leaf. I'm like, oh, shit. Sorry, officer. But we caught him, and I don't know if frogs... First of all, he was a toad, as I mentioned. He was not afraid of me, which, I'm not going to lie, kind of like, as a human, I kind of like, I want the respect of a lesser animal. I want you to be afraid of me a little bit, dude. You know? You know what I mean?
Did it pee all over you?
No.
That's good.
Which is another thing, because he didn't even feel the need to use any of his defense mechanisms. I'm like, dude, I know you're faster than me if you want it to be. I think frogs are fast.
I mean, they can get distance quick.
I think I could beat a frog in a race.
Definitely. But I mean, like in a split second, they can go 0 to 60 quicker than a human.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They could probably jump further than me too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But he didn't do any of that, dude. He didn't run. He didn't even ribbit. He was just kind of like crawling around on my arm, and I was like, dude, this is why you guys get eaten, dude. Aren't you scared of me? You know?
I think fish eat frogs.
I think like fucking birds eat frogs, dude.
That too, probably.
I think most things eat frogs.
Yeah, deer.
Deer probably eat frogs,
Yeah,
dude.
maybe not.
I don't know, dude.
They could.
They could. It's a shame that
It's a shame they don't.
it's a shame they don't, dude.
They're not too bad. Tastes a little bit like chicken.
You have mad frog disease.
The
dude.
one time I've eaten frogs is out by Loch Raven.
You ate one?
Yeah, at that like restaurant on the corner, like Delaney Valley. You can either go straight to like loop around Loch Raven or turn left to keep going
Yeah.
out towards like Carroll County or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, restaurant there. It was pretty young too. I was pretty young. And
I thought the frog was young.
No, that too, but
Young frog.
young frog legs.
Underage frogs, dude.
The veal of frogs, the tadpoles. I caught a tadpole at like my elementary school. We had like tech drives. We had like a thing called Tech Trek, where like the kids would sign up to do like laps around Towson University's track, and like for each lap you would get like people would donate, and then all of it would go towards like getting the school computers or something.
Yeah.
And at the Towson University track, there are a couple like little like divots from like rainfall. And when I was at there for a tech trek, I noticed that there were a bunch of little tadpoles crawling around inside the water. So I caught one and I tried to like turn it into a frog. And I got like pretty far. Like it started like getting legs and shit in the water, and like, but eventually it did die. Like, cause I wasn't feeding it anything, or like I
you gotta get
switching out the
frog food,
water.
dude.
I didn't know that. I was a kid.
You didn't know you had to feed your pet?
I didn't know like a tadpole could eat.
I guess I could see a kid not knowing that.
Yeah, I thought it was like a wet egg, and I just had to let it sit until it hatched.
Just toss in your refrigerator, dude.
Yeah.
Like your other eggs. It'll be a frog in no time,
Yeah,
dude.
it died. I put it in the freezer, thawed it out, didn't come back.
Dude, speaking of life cycles, you know what I just realized this year? Cicadas are coming back.
Yeah,
Cicadas, baby.
Dude, it's about to be loud out here during the cast.
I vividly remember. This is not one of my first memories.
Yeah.
This is one of my, I would say I probably had at least 100,000 memories by the time I had this memory. I was 12.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, don't let me get too far off track, but because we're talking about cicadas.
Yeah.
But I guess I was just wondering how many memory, like if you could like go into your storage system, like a computer, and just log how many terabytes of memory you have in your brain stored up right now. I wonder how much it would be. Like how many memories you have.
A lot.
Yeah. But like there are
But also, I don't know how quickly I could access a lot of them. I feel like if I had like triggers, or if like someone mentioned something, I'd be able to like recall it.
Yeah.
But quickly like getting to it, I don't know how many I could get.
like in your recent places tab.
Recent place, I probably got like fucking 100+ tabs open right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Of just
Yeah.
recent shit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if I like right clicked and reopened closed window, there'd be like thousands of tabs
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Fucking folders that like you didn't bother name, just like Untitled 3. It's like, dude,
You'd be
why
like,
didn't I
what the
name
fuck
these
is
fucking
this?
folders?
Finally go inside, like, oh, my 3rd birthday.
I mean, that's the thing that bugs me out though, is like there are entire days, in fact, probably most days of your life, you don't have a single memory from.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've lived entire days that I don't remember
Yeah.
because nothing important happened. But I might like things that might have been important at the time. Like I went to Pizza Boli's and they were like, "Do you want ranch or blue cheese?" And I asked for blue cheese and they gave me ranch, and I had to eat my wings with fucking ranch. And I was like, "God damn it!"
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm sure that that's happened, and I just don't remember it. I'm assuming that's happened.
Yeah. It does kind of suck that like those are the ones that you kind of remember too. Like you don't really remember too many of like, you remember like really good memories, but like just good memories, I feel like you forget those quicker than you forget like just bad memories.
Yeah.
Like, fucking I ordered like a sub and it came with cheese.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get another one because they're like, oh, sorry, we can't deliver, but you can pick one up. I'm like, fuck, dude, my lunch break's over.
I remember every joke I've ever bombed in my life. Every single time I've said something trying to be funny and no one laughed, I remember that vividly.
What's the most recent one?
Jeez.
What happened at brunch? Any bombs at brunch?
No bombs at brunch, actually. You know, they're becoming further and fewer between, not because I'm getting funnier, but because I'm getting a better filter. And also, you know what I've gotten really good at? I've gotten really good at acting like I wasn't trying to be funny when I said something.
Yeah.
Which is the key.
It is the key.
It is the key. You don't lean headfirst into a joke ever unless you know it's a fucking banger. You just kind of say it, and whenever you say a joke, you have to have something immediately ready in your holster to say, so there's never an awkward silence. That's cool. That was cool. So like you say something, nobody laughs, and you just say another thing. It doesn't give them time to be like, did he pause because he thought we were going to laugh? No, you just keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving.
Keep moving.
If someone does laugh, you just do a little smirk. Oh, like, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Me?
Nah, you can't see it.
Little old me.
A little wink.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge.
So that's played out a little bit better. So I actually can't remember the most recent time I bombed. Well, I know I've had a couple bombs this year, though. I'm sure. A couple times, said something, didn't quite go over the way I thought it was.
Yeah.
You know, but usually those are when I say something that I'm not even sure it's going to be funny. Usually when I think something's going to be funny, it winds up getting a laugh. But if it doesn't, I kind of just get mad. I'm like, dude, how did you not think that was funny? It was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Tied everything together. You fucking didn't laugh. And then I pretended it wasn't a joke. But now I want to go back to it later and be like, dude, by the way, when I said that thing earlier, you didn't laugh.
But that's the worst, like explaining it. Whenever you have to explain it to them, even if it like clicks into your head and it's like the final puzzle piece to bring everything together.
Yeah.
Someone just like missed the first part of what you're saying or like heard it but like didn't make that connection. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the worst for me too.
Yeah. You know what the worst is though, is when you fuck up, like if you stumble on a word, because timing is so important. Timing is so important. Like if you have the perfect joke, but you like mess it up and they know what you're about to say.
Oh yeah, I had one earlier this podcast. I fumbled a word. I'll admit it.
Hey, we're not here pretending we're
humans.
We're
okay?
humans, dude. So many missed opportunities. I mean, I've had jokes that could have been some of my greatest jokes of all time. I flubbed them. Like a fucking missed extra point in a football game. Easy.
Yeah.
A joke anybody could have made. And of course, I'm the one who spoke up and said it. And I fucking flubbed it.
Yeah.
Those I
you
remember.
had to tap it in.
Yep. And everybody still gives you like that kind of like courtesy laugh. Like, I know what you were going for, and that would have been funny if you fucking executed. Mm-hmm. But you didn't execute it. You know? But anyway, that is off the fucking rails. I remember I said, please don't let me get too far off track. And now we're talking about our biggest bombs in history. Biggest bombs. But one of my 100,000th memories was me being 12 years old when the cicadas were here and saying, wow, next time the cicadas are here, I'm going to be like 29 years old. And now that's happening.
Yeah.
That always trips me up a little bit in life. When I consciously, at a moment in life, think to myself, next time something like this happens, or like next time I'm here, or like next time blah, 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 or like even on like Christmas, you'll be sitting there and be like, I wonder what I'll be doing next Christmas. And then next Christmas happens, you're like, I guess that answers my question.
Yeah.
Celebrating Christmas. Who would have imagined? Why was this even a question?
I got a mask on now. I guess that's the only difference.
I think oh man, I want to make this promise, but I can't. But I want to so badly for content.
Don't jinx it.
I have never forgotten that last time the cicadas were here, my brother and my father both ate one.
Ooh.
And I didn't. And they called me a pussy.
Ooh.
And I swore to myself that next
like
time...
a full cicada
full
or just
cicada.
like the shell?
Full
I had a
cicada.
shell once.
They ate a full
It was
living
just like
cicada.
a little cracker.
Yeah, I could do it.
I had a cicada in my mouth. I probably told this on this podcast, but the vivid cicada memory I have is like we would all go to like my grandma's house on Friday nights, and it it was like around cicada time, and I saw like one of my aunts pulling up in her car, and I quickly just like tossed a cicada in my mouth, and then I just like ran up to the car, and when she came out, I just like spit it at her, and it like flew out of my mouth into her face. My tambourine aunt, you know her.
That's awesome.
And it like freaked her out. She probably thought it was like the beginning of a fucking horror movie.
Yeah, dude.
like I
that
was
was
infested by cicadas.
Dude, that's honestly an awesome story. I don't think you have told that story on here before, dude.
It was one of the highlights.
That is definitely a life highlight, dude.
Cicada, yeah.
Damn, dude. I really feel like I need to do it. You know, it's like one of those
To eat one?
to eat one.
I don't think I would eat one if I'm being real. Or if I did, I don't think I could eat the head. It's like a shrimp to me.
Yeah, I
have
don't
to,
think I
take
need
the
head.
poop vein out.
Yeah, you gotta devein it.
Yeah.
The wings, I feel like it'd be gross.
Yeah. I feel like I'd need like a soft shell cicada.
Yeah. That I tell you what, dude, soft shell crab sandwiches, although they are delicious, if you allow yourself, you have to eat it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because if you allow yourself to think about it, it becomes really weird when you have a fucking Kaiser roll with just fucking
Claws
legs
sticking
out. You look like you're eating a
Dude.
fucking spider sandwich. It's fucking.
You got to think of
Horrifying.
it like a fucking like chicken nugget from McDonald's.
Oh,
where like you
my-
see the shape and you're like, is this still chicken?
Dude. The last
Please put honey mustard on it.
most recent time I had a soft shell crab sandwich, it was at Chop Tank, and I think it was actually fairly recently. It was like, I mean, they're a new restaurant. It must have been. It was probably no more than like 4 or 5 months ago. And I got one, and Joe got one. We were playing a gig together, and I took a bite into it, and I was enjoying the first half. Fuck, this is good, dude. And I was talking to Joe. I was like, you know, it's a Maryland staple hold, Joe, as if he wasn't also from Maryland.
Yeah.
I like talk to him like he's my son. Like, you know, this is one of the fine things in life, Joe. Go get yourself an ice cream. And so we're eating these sandwiches. And then halfway through, I'm just like sitting there talking to him. And the sandwich is just looking at me in the corner of my eye. And I see this legs just like dangling over the sides of the roll. And I look back, and then for a split second, I let the thought of a spider sandwich creep into my mind. And then I couldn't finish it.
You kept thinking back to the Towson spiders. You're like, I can't eat you.
What am I doing?
I feel like the weird thing for me for a soft shell crab sandwich. So for anyone who's listening and doesn't know what that is, it's so on the East Coast we have like blue crab, and whenever they molt, they have a very soft shell, and when you cook it, you can eat the whole thing, shell and all.
Yeah.
And when I eat soft shell crab, I never get it, but like if someone else is eating it and they offer, I feel like the only thing I can muster up eating is like the legs, weirdly enough. The legs or the claws.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like eating the whole thing, like eating basically just a hunk out of the shell, it like makes me think of all the fucking, I know they clean them and everything.
Do they?
I hope so.
I was
I
thinking
don't
the
know.
same thing you were
So
thinking.
I'm like, am I biting into like the lungs and the guts right
Yeah, the
now, or
devils
like
and
the
the-
fucking mustard? Is
Yeah.
that in here? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that-
I can dig a soft shell claw or like leg, like that's good. But anything with the body, it kind of starts to freak me out a little.
I think there is something to the ability to, when you're eating a regular crab, like steamed crab, breaking it apart, you're like, I'm not eating a spider, I'm eating a claw. This could be any claw.
Yeah.
And then you eat each leg and you're like, okay, but something about just it being
Or
a
when you
whole
break
animal,
into it, even then, when you see the clean white meat,
you're like,
and like you even like wipe the mustard off and shit, and you just see like the pristine white clean meat, you're like, this is definitely edible.
Yes.
Like this doesn't look weird.
Yep.
It's not like rotting. Like it's very firm, and like this is good.
slap some butter on that shit.
It's a little Old Bay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just difficult to get past for me. I don't think I'm gonna have one again. I mean, I might, but yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, am I like normally when I'm eating a crab, I like take all the shit out, but I'm not
I
doing
go
that
extra
right now.
with it.
Well, every year I promise myself that I'm gonna get really good at picking crabs because I have like a baseline just Maryland native ability to pick a crab, but like when you actually watch a video on how to do it, you're like, oh, that's not what I was told. You know, everybody has their own method. You know.
Yeah, I feel like every family has their own style.
Like, I don't use mallets. Fuck mallets, dude. I just fucking butter knife. You give me a butter knife.
Yeah, just
The-
crack it with the back of the knife.
Yeah, fucking. palm it. Winds
Yeah.
up hurting after a while.
Yeah, that sucks. Don't do that.
Sometimes you do the spiny side of the claw and you miss, and then you just prick yourself on the claw, and you're like, come on, dude.
Yeah, you can't be using your hand, dude. Just use the back end of a knife.
Yeah.
Just like a thick back end, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Well, this year's another year, dude. I mean, it's
Another go at it.
another go, dude. Every time I know I'm getting crabs that day, I'm like, okay.
Time
Now-
to relearn how to eat crabs with the
Exactly.
first one I eat.
I don't do it often enough. It's literally like the first time riding a bike. It's like, yeah, you don't forget it. Because you never forget how to ride a bike, which I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure is
but you're
probably
not
true.
as good as you were when you quit.
Yeah, at the end of the season.
Yeah, you get back on, you might fall off a couple times.
Yeah, like this year, I'd be like, dude, if this crab would have seen me in like September 2019, when I was at my peak, when I was at high performance crab picking.
Yeah, when you could still go to a crab feast.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. But as far as the cicada thing goes, I really wanted to make a commitment that I was going to eat one this year, because we mentioned that I never forget a bomb, and I never forget moments in my life when I bitched out of something. When we were at Knoebels when I was a little kid, 8 years old, the year before was just doing front flips off the high dive. The high dive was pretty high. It was like 20 feet.
High
something
dives are high.
They are high. It's in the name, and they're not lying. And so I'm doing fucking shit off the diving boards. And then the year I came back, next year, I was afraid to do one. And I remember...
Did you get hurt or anything?
No, I just became afraid to do it. Even though I was doing it a year before. And my parents were like, all right, Jim, we're going to go. And I was like, no. Let me go up one more time, because I haven't done a front flip yet. I keep on like bitching out. Not bitching out. I didn't say it when I was 8. So I keep on wimping out. And begged my parents to give me one more try up there. So I climbed up there, got to the edge, stood there for like way too long, to the point where the kids behind me were like, jump. And I was like, okay. Bitching out. And I remember I just jumped off and I didn't do it. And I got out of the pool. As soon as my head came above water, I was already crying. Already crying. And I must have cried like the whole way home, dude. I was like just destroyed that I did not have the balls to do a front flip that trip. Never forgot about it. And
I had to ask to get off a Scooby-Doo roller coaster at Universal when I was very young.
why, dude?
Because, like, it looked too scary, dude.
Scooby-Doo?
The Scooby-Doo one looked too scary. I think it was good that I got off, though, because I don't think my dad wanted to do it either. So me and him got off and just waited for my mom and brother to do it.
Your dad was like trying to talk you out of it. Your dad's like, hey, Eric, you sure you want to do this? This looks pretty scary, man. Maybe you should tell your mom you want to continue. You're like, no, Dad, it seems fine to me. You're like, I don't know. Something doesn't feel right, Eric. I think you should probably...
Zoink scoop.
Oink, oink, Scooby. You shagged out of a fucking Scooby roller coaster, bro.
I did.
That's awesome, bro. That is awesome.
Uh,
I don't think I've ever bitched out of a roller coaster. But there have been several moments in life when I've just not done something I said I had to do. And I think that always culminated with later in life with dating and stuff. Like if I was going to kiss a girl and I just didn't, something like that. Like those are the things you kind of got to like, that was always a thing I had when I was a kid, like rising to the occasion. And then so ever since then, I've just never forgotten about those things. And I never rose to the occasion of eating a cicada. And 17 years later, I remember when the cicadas were gone and I still hadn't done it. I remember sitting there going, I'm going to fucking prove them wrong.
You've been training, dude.
When I'm 28. And I've gotten less like able to do stuff. Like, dude, I don't fuck
Can't
with...
eat salt anymore.
I know, dude. That's going to be my excuse. Like, dude, I can't eat cicadas. I have high
can't
blood
season
pressure. If I can't season this cicada,
It's
dude.
gonna taste like nothing. I can't even put salt on it.
Now, if I could cook one, maybe. But then I'm lying about
I feel
that.
like tempura cicada.
Do you remember when Elizabeth was eating those fucking crickets at Beth Hayden's party?
Oh yeah.
That
I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do it either. I wanted to. She offered me some, and I was like,
Did she? I don't know if Elizabeth ate the crickets.
Did she not?
I don't think so. I think she was in the same boat as us.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right.
I think other people were.
She was one who told me, because I asked, and I was like, what are these fucking real crickets? And she was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, so I don't think she ate one either.
Yeah.
But there was a guy that was on that couch just munching.
People were munching the crickets for no reason.
And exactly. No reason. It's like, dude, you're literally, you have to only be doing this for the attention that comes with eating crickets.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
like there's no way you go into a convenience store, you're like, I could really use some fucking salt and vinegar crickets, baby.
Yeah.
Give me some crickets. I'm feeling like a lizard today. Nothing like a good crunchy cricket.
Yeah.
A basement dwelling insect.
Yeah, my extra long tongue is just salivating thinking of these little critters.
These beautiful
little bugs.
bug frogs. Frog bugs, dude. They are the frogs of bugs.
They definitely are.
They definitely are. I will eat any non-bug though. Any non-bug, sign me up. I'll eat a fucking frog, no problem. Turtles, rabbits, any mammal. Fucking, I might even eat a rat. If somebody had like a good rat dish.
I don't know if I'd eat a rat. I'd maybe eat nutria, which is like these oversized rats. But also, I feel like that'd be like all right, I'm not eating unless I kill and eat this nutria.
Yeah, I might have gotten a little bigger than my britches, or I don't know if I'd eat a rat. But I might. I mean, if somebody had like a fucking like, if somebody was like, yo, if I went to like Thailand and they made some dope ass coconut curry with rat meat,
Yeah.
and they were like, you don't have to eat a whole bowl. You just want to bite, just one. I'll get you a pepper in there, a fucking like whatever else they put in there, and like a little morsel of rat meat. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll try it. I think I'd try it. But like, no bugs, dude. Bugs are gross to me, dude. They're like reverse things. Like their skeleton is on the outside and they're just filled with goo. There's no like.
Yeah, like they're the sous vide of a living being.
Yeah, dude. I mean, sometimes I am jealous of bugs because like.
Yeah, they got armor.
Well, that and also
They're strong as shit.
They're always in shape. There's no fat bugs, dude. Like, if we had exoskeletons and like
they're always wearing shapewear.
like literally like we would just be built with like the perfect form, like perfect pecs, perfect abs, perfect ass, and sure we'd be filled with goo for the most part, but like we'd look good.
I don't even know if bugs are filled with goo, but I think they are too. As a 28-year-old, as two 28-year-olds. Basically, we're a 56-year-old right now. And we both believe that bugs are filled with goo like gushers.
That's 100% of the room. They are filled with goo. Because I don't
Survey says
goo!
100%.
I mean... Well, I know as much to say that spiders don't have muscles. They have their limbs are like hydraulic powered. So like it literally just like they push air or like some type of fluid, like your car has like shock absorbers that are filled with like the fluid that like uses hydraulic pressure, and they use hydraulic pressure. So they don't have like muscles like we have, like actual meat.
Yeah, like tendons.
So I think it is reasonable to say they literally are just filled with goo, like sacks of goo that are used for hydraulic pressure to move their limbs. So there's no real meat.
I mean, that's what our blood is, basically.
Blood is not goo, dude.
Blood isn't goo. You're right.
If bugs are filled with blood, I wouldn't mind it as much.
They might be. I don't know.
I
don't know much about bugs.
I was watching more bug fights the other day, dude, and I still don't fucking know. All I know is whenever you see a bug eating another bug, all I see is goo. Just fucking goo.
That's true.
So, you know, I don't like that. And I'm not eating that shit, dude.
Yeah, fuck
a
that.
steamed bug? Maybe.
We haven't tried.
And we won't.
I'm not going to.
We won't.
Yeah, steamed cicada.
I was thinking that it would be a lot easier for me to eat cicada if I could, like, saute it.
Yeah, sauteed, like hidden in something. I feel like if I had, like, ground cicada, I could, like, fill into, like, a dumpling or an egg roll or something, you know? Yeah?
I
Maybe a
mean,
little cicada tartare.
yeah. I mean, it's not exactly appetizing, but I guess
It's not.
it's not what I'd order at a
Neither is
restaurant.
just eating a regular cicada.
Oh, you know what? I did have escargot once. You ever had
Yeah.
escargot?
I haven't because it's mainly like cooked in butter and shit. But
Oh.
yeah, my dad eats it. He likes it. I know people like it.
I mean, it's weird because
It's kind of like land clams, right?
yeah, they really are just like clams, but something about the fact they're on land, it's like I'll eat weird looking. You eat a shrimp, you look at a shrimp, and you're like, "This is fuck. What is this, dude? It's like a
Like a
fucking
little
grub.
dragonfly.
You know grubs, dude? They're filled with fucking goo.
Yeah,
there's
they're
nothing.
definitely filled with goo.
That is straight
Worms filled with goo.
Goo. Goo.
Although worms do bleed.
They do.
Worms bleed. like,
Blood
a
and goo.
lot.
Yeah, they do.
But they definitely have goo.
There's a lot of goo involved. They eat dirt, dude.
Yeah, they eat dirt.
They
They're
turn-
filled with dirt goo.
Yeah, dude. Mud. Worms are full of mud and blood, dude. They're rough and tumble creatures, dude. Like when I look at a bird eating a worm,
It is
like,
kind of crazy. Like worms and snakes both just have like one hole at the front and one hole in the back.
Yeah.
And shit just goes straight through.
but I'd eat a snake.
Yeah, I guess I'd eat a snake.
Snakes are reptiles, bro. They have muscles. Snakes
Yeah.
are full of muscles. I'll
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
any muscle, dude.
Yeah.
Any muscle, including muscles.
Mm-hmm.
MUSC. No, that's how you spell regular muscles.
MUSSELS.
Muscles.
Yeah.
I eat mussels all the time. That's one of my favorite appetizers. Steamed mussels.
Also, I don't mind clams. Clams aren't bad.
I fuck with clams. They're goo, kind
Little
of.
clam strips. Yeah, oysters are weird too.
Oysters, that is straight goo, and that's something I will eat.
It's straight goo, and it's weird that like clams and oysters are living beings, but like when you look at them, it just looks like some fucking like a big loogie or like a snot rocket, and it's
Yeah.
like that's living. Mm-hmm. You're alive. You can control this big ass contraption. Like what the fuck?
Here's a question for you.
Like are there muscles in a shell?
No, I think they're literally just a shell with one muscle.
And they keep it closed, or like
The muscle just is there to keep it closed.
weird. That's so crazy.
Simple
It's a fucking
creatures.
living rock, dude.
Yeah, really. I was gonna ask you because this is a debate in my head.
Mhm.
Would you sooner eat a full dish, like a prepared dish of some disgusting bug, like a cockroach curry?
Mhm.
Like you order at a Chinese food restaurant, you get a fucking box of rice, and then you get a box of cockroach curry.
Mhm.
Sauteed cockroaches, little coconut milk, peppers, water chestnuts, the whole nine.
Mhm.
Would you eat a full dish of that, a full order, before you took one bite of perfectly cooked human meat?
Huh. That's a good question.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like with that, like I think I'd at least smell the human meat just to be like, if I close my eyes, can I imagine this being something else?
I mean, it's perfectly cooked. I mean, it's like seasoned, like Gordon Ramsay, medium rare, finest cut of human meat.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just carves you off one slice, like you're at a pit beef place,
Yeah.
on a fucking carving knife, that
But
little
like-
pitchfork thing.
Yeah, yeah. For the cockroach curry, I can visibly just see floating cockroaches in the curry. It's not like General Tso's where it's fried in anything or like, and you know it's human meat.
You know it.
I'd probably have to go, and I have to eat the whole thing of both of them.
No.
You
well,
just have to eat it.
let's say, yeah. Let's say human burger, cockroach curry.
I might just do the cockroach curry because I don't know. I don't know if I ever like. I'm not trying to get mad human disease, dude. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think just knowing that it's a human. I don't know if I could ever eat like human meat. I feel like I probably joked about like, oh, I would fucking do that, blah, blah, blah. But like in a real life situation, I don't think I could.
I mean, but here's the thing, like, I feel like, dude, do you know how difficult it would be to eat a full dish of cockroach curry?
It'd be awful.
It would be awful.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they say human pretty much tastes like pork.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, you have a fucking like human burger. Perfectly seasoned, perfectly cooked, fucking cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion.
I'm out, dude. I don't like cheese.
No cheese.
I don't even care that it's human. I just
human,
don't like cheese.
Human hamburger. Would you rather eat a full human being or a slice of cheese?
He's a whole human.
Whole human, dude. How do you even kill him? I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm going human burger.
Yeah.
Human burger. I'm going for it, dude. Because you detach from it. Dude, first of all, the idea of eating a human is concerningly not that concerning to me. Like, sometimes I wonder if it's fucked up that it doesn't gross me out that much. I don't want to eat one. If I can go through my entire life without eating a human.
How about this? Since you added the stipulation you have to eat the whole cockroach curry, I'm adding the stipulation that you know the human the meat came from.
Oof, that is a tough stipulation, bro. Because then there's a sentimental value to that.
I think you were thinking too abstractly and just considering it as meat. I think it should hold the same weight as the visual effect of the cockroach curry. I think the kind of like mental effect of the human, you knowing the human, and it doesn't even have to be someone you're close to, but you just have to be like, all right, that I went to high school with that kid.
I don't know if that would make a difference to me, honestly. Actually, it would. It would make a difference just because
it was someone you went to high school with and you liked them. It wasn't like a close friend, but like you liked them.
I would rather eat a person I did like. Because people I don't like disgust me.
All right, it's someone you didn't like.
Right. Because people I don't like, I'm like, ooh, gross. He probably tastes terrible, dude. If he tastes anything like he acts, bro, that guy fucking sucks. I think, I respect the stipulation, but I think it's a little unfair because, like, it should be enough that it's a cockroach and it's a human. Like,
okay, well, add another stipulation of the cockroaches.
You know
this cockroaches.
You know these cockroaches.
They're the cockroaches from your apartment.
Okay, so these are like the ones that crawl out of my drain.
Yeah,
and like I know
see them scurry at night.
Like, oh shit,
you're like, oh, I'm seeing shit. I just saw like a shadow go across the floor. Nope, that was a cockroach.
That was a cockroach. That's a cockroach I know. I know that one.
That's
cockroach. Bill.
Bill.
I even like that cockroach. So it's a human I dislike or a cockroach
you like.
I like. That takes this argument to a whole other level, dude. That's a whole new ball game, bro. There's a lot of sentimental value in all these things, dude. I don't know, dude. I think I'm still legitimately going human burger. It just does not bother me that much. Like, okay, it's a human. Okay. Like, okay, dude. Like, I'm not ordering it. I'm not going to be like, I could really go for some fucking mankind right now. No, I'm not doing that. But if somebody is like, dude, I'm going human, dude. Just easy.
It's a wedding. You only have 2 options for the dinner.
That is what's going to be my menu, dude. I'm not going to serve either, obviously, but that's going to be on the fucking invitation.
Cockroach or human?
That honestly is a great...
Cockroach, vegan option. Human.
Is cockroach vegan?
I don't probably not.
Probably
Definitely not.
Vegans are going to be pissed, dude. They're going to be like, I can't eat either.
It might be gluten-free.
It's definitely gluten-free. Humans are gluten-free.
Humans might get served with a little gluten, though. Human tenderloin.
I think probably we added so many stipulations to this question that it's become inconceivable.
I think going back to the beginning, though, I think I'd still go cockroach.
Well, the beginning question before I added my first stipulation, because I changed it, admittedly, from one
cockroach curry or a human.
One slice.
Slice of human.
Slice of human. Just one slice this big, like perfectly cut. That I feel like, could we not even agree that you just eat, like I can understand not wanting to eat a whole human burger. Because that'd be much like the soft shell crab thing. We're like, bless you, or whatever that was.
That was a cough.
Okay. I take it back. Fuck you. Curse you. But like, kind of the same thing with the soft shell crab, where you bite into it, and then you look at it and you're like, ooh, what am I doing here? I feel like halfway through the burger, I would get like something stuck in my teeth, and I'd be like,
Yeah, you'd get like a fucking a tooth in your tooth.
yeah, dude. Like it
Pull
would
out
hit
a
me.
fingernail.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah,
dude.
you
Gross.
get like a hair, but like it was connected to a little bit of scalp.
Dude. Yeah, it would hit you at some point that you're eating
Yeah,
human.
I mean, but that's the same thing with the cockroach.
You get like
I think I originally went with the cockroach too because I'm like, all right, I can take like maybe a bite or two of this.
fuck that, dude. You're eating the whole thing.
All right, well,
You're licking the
I'm
fucking
still
plate,
doing
dude.
it, dude.
You're
I'm
still doing it?
yeah.
Still?
Dude, I don't know why you want me to eat
You're
humans so
fucked up,
much.
bro. You are fucked
I
up.
know that you want to eat human, and you're trying to find a co-conspirator, but I will not be that person.
I don't know, dude. I think most this is a poll we'll do. This is a poll we'll do. Cockroach curry or one slice of human. I think I'm putting my bets on human, dude. I think most of our listeners are sane enough to understand that cockroaches are fucking gross. And humans, hey, they're fucking humans, dude. You can kiss them. You can fucking like eat a human out, you know? You can already eat them out. Why not just
So you're not actually eating.
why not
them.
just eat them?
You're like kind of just like it's just like a Tootsie Pop, dude. You're licking until you get to the center.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be a good poll. I think that's a good poll to put up for next week.
I think that too. I'm very interested. I got to let the bar thing pan out first. I
Gotta
can't
let the bar thing pan out.
I can't be turning over like in the
just
middle.
Randomly in the middle.
We've already tricked all of the people that have newly followed us to
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
that we're like a cool, relevant
Yeah.
group of guys, and just to like suddenly like in the middle of like the final four for the bars, just toss in like in the middle of it, like 3 matchups, and then cockroach curry versus human sandwich, and then the fourth matchup. I think that would freak people out a little
It'd
bit.
freak people out.
People would be like, what am I following? And I think more bars other than just fucking Banditos would block us. Maybe Banditos already knew us. Maybe Banditos, because they didn't block us until like the 3rd time.
Well, tune in next week, folks. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, dude. We're going to do some deep dives into Banditos, dude. You fucking... I'm friends with a couple people that work there, too.
It makes it even worse.
It makes it a lot worse.
You got anything coming up, though?
Actually, yeah. Unbelievably, I have like a solid amount of gigs these days. Not like a crazy amount, but like more than I ever thought I'd have in April. This weekend, aka tonight, Friday, April 2nd, April Fools. That was yesterday. April 2nd, I will be at the Valley Inn in the world-renowned Brooklynville, Maryland, just outside the city off 83 and Falls Road. Valley Inn, awesome place. I play there the first Friday of every month. As of right now, that will change slightly over the course of the summer, but I am there at least once a month, usually. Valley Inn, 5:30 to 9:30, Friday, April 2nd. Always a good time. Just pop out there. And then Saturday, April 3rd, I will be at 510 Johnny's in Bel Air for the first time.
Ooh.
Never been there. I've heard a lot about
Never heard of it.
510 Johnny's is one of Bel Air's premier bars. They got the Loonies up there. They got Black Eyed Susie's or whatever, I think, which is a cool bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have 510 Johnny's, who is the same guy that owns the horse.
Ooh.
So I'll be there as a duo with Joe Niehaus, fellow soft shell crab enthusiast,
And your son.
and my son, Joe Niehaus. We will be there from 6 to 10 at 510 Johnny's in Bel Air on Saturday, April 3rd. And that is it for this weekend for me. At Jimmy Selesky on everything.
At Eric Glazer on everything. I'm about to be in fucking Tennessee doing a video shoot. So if you see a motherfucker out there that looks like me, it probably is.
Could be you.
And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Follow
Hey.
LFTS podcast on everything.
Make
Fucking
sure-
give us a like.
Yeah.
Give us a subscribe.
Yeah, pop us on YouTube. We got clips coming out, and make sure if you don't already follow us on Instagram at LFTS Podcast, and go ahead and vote in these polls. And when you get to the Banditos and Backyard Uptown option, you know what to do. Till next week.
Peace.
Peace.